Welcome to Opportunity EDU 107, the voice of the ecosystem. Hi, I'm Pam Henderson, CEO and founder of New Edge. Previously, we explored the 6 sources of opportunity, a powerful tool for seeing through a more holistic and cross-functional lens. Today, we're talking about how to gather insights into opportunity. Let's start with a scary tale. Who is one of the biggest innovators in cell phones? Apple? Sure, but before Apple, try Motorola. They took the lowly flip phone from this to this. The Razor broke the mold, going thin, embedding a camera, a 7-hour battery life, and miniaturizing the USB port. Launched in 2004, they sold over 50 million units by 2006. Knowing they needed to keep new versions coming, they applied design for Six Sigma, a rich tool for gathering the voice of the customer. They drilled into how to improve each and every feature. The outcome? They totally missed the boat on moving to touch and storing music. The challenge is that consumers can tell us how to improve features, but can't articulate needs or wants they don't even know they have. Just as Henry Ford said, if I'd asked people what they wanted, they would have told me a faster horse. But the challenge isn't really that consumers can't articulate future needs. We all know that. The real challenge is that we aren't going and finding the people that can. Apple did. It was designers, visionaries, engineers, and user experience people. But did all those people work for Apple? Of course not. There were other visionaries and designers outside of Apple, and had Motorola talked to them, they would have seen the bigger opportunity. Our first opportunity principle is that if you want bigger opportunities, you must go beyond the voice of the customer to the voice of the ecosystem, finding the people that can articulate the unarticulated. The second opportunity thinking principle is that we need to define the ecosystem properly. It's made up of the participants, influencers, and observers that interface with our opportunities. A food company wanted to grow its portfolio of healthy snacks for kids. They were frustrated. They talked to tons of moms and kids and couldn't get any new insights. So we talked to the ecosystem of regulators, school principals, and opinion leaders. But the most insightful people were the least obvious, janitors in lunchrooms. They observed the entire black market, everything that kids trade, throw away, and throw at each other. What we saw surprised us. A trash can full of perfect Washington State apples. Mom was happy. She'd seen that the fruit was on the menu. The principal was happy. They were meeting regulations. And the kids were happy. Why? Because they had projectiles. Of course, nothing healthy was being eaten. The opportunity became much clearer. Elevate the play value and tradability of food while delivering nutrition in the process. The third opportunity thinking principle is to apply the voice of the ecosystem liberally. Find ecosystem members that can speak to the needs or value propositions or conditions across any and all of the 6 sources, including people that have perspectives on new business models, and leverage them from the start of discovery through to sizing new opportunities and then on to bigger ideas. The fairy tale, of course, is that Apple introduced the iPhone in 2007, bringing together an ecosystem of designers across a wide range of engineering fields, but at the same time creating an ecosystem around their product. We applied the voice of the ecosystem to Eastman Chemical Company. Eastman wanted to grow their polymer business, but couldn't seem to find new customers or applications. They were stuck. They sold to compounders and extruders and could barely get an audience with end customers, such as big consumer packaged good companies, to talk about the use of materials in high-end products or packaging. So we went to the design ecosystem, the product and packaging designers who influence the purchase of companies, but never even purchase the material themselves. What they said surprised us. Their unmet need wasn't for new attributes, but was to understand the attributes in the materials in the first place. They were technical enough to specify materials they'd had previous experience with, but not to read a spec sheet for an unfamiliar material. To make things worse, they said they'd never go to a chemical company website to learn about new materials, but instead would turn to other designers. These insights led us to develop a new sampling system that told the story of polymer attributes visually and tactily, rather than sending designers a tin of pellets and a spec sheet. It also led to the creation of the Eastman Innovation Lab website, a virtual place for designers to meet up with other designers, sharing their visions, their dreams, and their work with Eastman materials. The site, a B2B social site well ahead of its time, launched in 2004 and led to over $400 million in new sales. It even got Eastman on the cover of Business Week when one of the designers created a guitar from Eastman's wood-based polymer. The guitar won a Top Design Award at the same time that Eastman's website also won a Top Design Award. My challenge to you is to talk to your opportunity ecosystem rather than just your customers. To recap, to maximize growth, you need to think beyond the customer and consumer to the broader opportunity ecosystem, define the ecosystem broadly to include participants, influencers, and observers, and to talk to both the obvious and non-obvious members of the ecosystem early and often. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about opportunity thinking, the voice of the ecosystem, or New Edge, please visit our website at new-edge.com, or what the heck, just give us a call.